So we are all ready. Yay! আমরা যাচ্ছি এখন Whidbey Island. ওরা ঈশিতা তুহিন প্রচন্ড ভালো ফুড রিভিউ দেয়। হি ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটা ইনস্টাগ্রাম হ্যান্ডেলটা আমি নিচে গেস্ট আছে and that is yes spider. There are around 7 most happening islands around the Puget Sound, but the Whidbey Island is one of the most beautiful and happening islands in Washington. It is located to the north of Seattle in Puget Sound. Whidbey Island encompasses a beach, hills, and farmland that is super fun. पर वहाँ पे जाने से पहले हम गुजर रहे थे रेंटन के बोइंग का फैसिलिटी जो है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी फॉर नैरो बॉडी कमर्शियल एयरलाइंस एंड देयर मिलिट्री डेरिवेटिव्स। हमारे यहाँ पे मकलतियों में बोइंग एक्चुअली हैज़ अ फ्यूचर ऑफ फ्लाइट म्यूजियम which is an aviation center, and you can actually visit that. So I will put their link into the description box below so that you can take a look. Because हम लोग जाएंगे मकलतियों ferry से, so there are a couple of things that you can do in मकलतियों before heading out to Whidbey Island. The first one is the Boeing Museum, and the second one is the Lighthouse Park, which is right over there on your left. And there you can go ahead, and it's such a small picnic area. So before heading out, if you want a quick snack, if you want a quick break, you can definitely head out to the Lighthouse Park, and you can take the ferry there into after through the way that we are going into. There are a couple of ways to go ahead and reach the island. One of the ways is through the ferry from Mukilteo, or you can also drive through the Deception Pass State Park, crossing over the bridge.
Hello.
Dogs and children under 2 are free of cost to travel on the ferry, and along with 4 people and a car, we actually paid about $30 on the ferry. We had to wait about 30 to 45 minutes outside to take the ferry, but there is a ferry service every half an hour. So from between Clinton on Whidbey Islands and Mukilteo, the ferry runs from 5:30 a.m. until midnight. Now, before I jump into the history of the Whidbey Island, just wanted to let you know the best time to visit the islands is between May and June. The activities you can do there are boating, fishing, whale watching. You can even do a little picnic on the Fort Cassie Historical State Park. And on the way, you can enjoy mussels, visit the chocolate farm, flower farm, and Oak Harbor. If you still have time, you can still go on for a little bit hiking, but if you are planning to stay there, there are lots of places that you can find in and around Whidbey Island that you can stay there. We are finally inside our ferry, and we have parked our car and made our way upstairs to enjoy the views. Now upstairs, if you're lucky and if it is not raining, the weather is on your favor and you have a bright and sunny morning, it is recommendable to go ahead and visit the upstairs deck. Right now I am going towards the back end of the deck from where we left the Mukilteo, and then we will move forward to see the front of the deck. Before I go to the back of the deck, let me show you around. These are like little chairs. If it is raining, then obviously you can have a seat over here. Because it takes about 30 minutes for the ferry, you can go ahead and take a little snack with you, and while sitting down and watching your way outside the clear glass screen. Here I am with my daughter outside the deck. I'm wearing her on the little kangaroo pouch, and she is of course really happy to be outside. She is a summer girl just like her mama, and outside there are a lot of people who are coming outside to take a view and soak that sunshine in with themselves. Let's take a moment to soak up the sunshine over here and enjoy the view, and then let's head up front and talk about the history of the Whidbey Islands. Prince Princess Royal was a British merchant ship that sailed on fur trading ventures in the late 1780s, which was also known as Princess Real. Now, during 1790, Spanish expedition of Manuel Quimper and Gonzalo Lopez de Haro, the first known European sighting of the Whidbey Island was during that period on the Princess Real. Captain George Vancouver then fully explored the island in the 1792. In the May of that year, Royal Navy officers and members of Vancouver's expedition, Joseph Whidbey and Peter Puget, began to map and explore the areas of what later came to be known as Puget Sound. After that, in June 1792, Vancouver named the island on his honor, that is, under Joseph Whidbey's honor, and therefore it came to be known as the Whidbey Islands. This island contains Ebay's Landing National Historical Reserve, the first national historic reserve in the US created by the National Park Service to preserve the rural history and culture of the island and to protect the area's rare and sensitive plants. Finally, it's time for us to go back to our car since we are about to dock in about 5 to 10 minutes. And for this one, we are not taking the stairs anymore. We will be taking the elevator for this. Finally, it's time to head towards the island. If this is your first time, it's a definite stop on the Oak Harbor to discover the naval history. It is the largest city on Whidbey Island and home to the Pacific Northwest Naval Air Museum. We weren't able to go there because since it was already time for the museum to close, so that's a must stop for us for another day. There was another thing that you can do is to stroll through the historical Cookville. It is about 20 minutes away from the Oak Harbor. There is a waterfront town on Cookville, and you can either stay over there or you can also take a stroll and head towards the Fort Casey State Park. This is on our way to Fort Casey State Park, but before we head out towards there is a couple of things and history about the Fort Casey State Park, which we will discuss in a bit. Before that, let's take a little break and then eat a little snack because your girl is hungry. We are finally into the Fort Casey State Park. Before I show you the actual fort, let me go ahead and tell you about the little bit history about this park. It is located in Whidbey Island, and it is a Washington State Park and a historic district within the U.S. Ebay's Landing National Historical Reserve. Admiralty Inlet was considered so strategic to the defense of Puget Sound in the 1890s that three forts, Fort Casey on Whidbey Island, Fort Flagler on Morrowstone Island, and Fort Warden at Port Townsend, were built with the intention to create a triangle fire against invading ships. This military strategy was based on the theory that the three fortresses would thwart any invasion attempted by the sea. This park was actually named after Brigadier General Thomas Lincoln Casey, which was also a U.S. Army Chief of Engineers, designed as part of the massive modernization program of the U.S. This construction began in 1897, and in 1901, the big guns on disappearing carriages, which could be raised out of their protective encampments so that the guns were exposed only long enough to fire, became active. If you don't have your annual Discover Pass, this park is equipped with an automated pay station for visitors to purchase a one-day pass for the park to discover. People who love hiking, there is a 1.8 miles of hiking trails. The PNT is 1,200-mile long footpath through some of the most spectacular and scenic terrain in the United States. It stretches between the shores of the Pacific Ocean in Olympic National Park and the Rocky Mountains in Montana, connecting the varied landscapes and communities of the Pacific Northwest. So, while visiting Fort Casey State Park, you can hike along the shores of the Admiralty Head Marine Preserve on the Pacific Northwest Trail. You might be inspired to visit PNT in 4 other Washington state parks, or even to see it all. Every year, adventurous backpackers from around the world attempt to walk the entire trail. In summer, these thru hikers will spend an evening camping in the state park before continuing on their long distance journey. So, if you want to step back in time, Fort Casey Historical State Park is one of the best places to visit. This state park is 999-acre marine camping park with 10,810 feet of saltwater shoreline in the Puget Sound. So, don't wait any further and bring in your friends and family and discover the historical state park that is called Fort Casey. And that's, my friend, is the Admiralty Lighthouse. After stepping back in time and looking into the history to our heart's content, it's time now to head towards Deception Pass State Park. Deception Pass State Park is Washington's most visited state park for a reason. Mysterious coves, rugged cliffs, jaw-dropping sunset, and a stomach-dropping high bridge makes this park a go-to for locals and international travelers alike. So let's not waste any more time and head towards the mystical and the most beautiful state park of all, Deception Pass State Park. We are finally here inside the Deception State Park, and this park spreads over 3,854 acres. This park is actually located on 2 islands, Fidalgo on the north and Whidbey to the south. The Canoe Pass and the Deception Pass bridges connect the 2 islands, creating a gateway for exploration. While entering the park, the natural beauty and the trees just was mesmerizing. So I took a moment to take a breath and to catch this beauty and sereneness of the wilderness of this particular park into myself. Let me share some with you. This park gives you free high-speed Wi-Fi access, which is available in limited coverage areas. And for more information, you can actually go to their website and take a look where the Wi-Fi service is there. Here you can actually climb the PNT to enjoy sweeping views from the summit of Goose Rock or explore nearly 10 miles of the trail system. There are different activities that you can do, such as hiking is one of them. Water activities are there, and you can also boat, camp, and there are other things that you can also do, that is picnic area. There is a wide type of picnic area which you can definitely go ahead and explore. It is said that you can actually book that particular picnic area if you are having a private party, such as any reception or marriage or whatever. The Deception Pass area has been home to various Coast Salish tribes for thousands of years. The park then was officially established in 1923 when the original 1,600 acres of a military reserve was transferred to Washington State Parks. The park's facilities were greatly enhanced in the 1930s, and the road to West Beach was created in 1950, opening up a stretch of beach to hordes of vehicles. That's all for today's video. Please let me know in the comment section below what did you like about the video and what did you dislike about the video as well, because your comments will encourage me to create more content like this. If you want to see something else along Washington, or if you want to go to another state and let me cover those things, let me know them as well. I would love to go ahead and create those and help you discover the areas which is still undiscovered and haven't been done yet. Also, if you want to get a notification of my videos, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload anything, you can definitely go ahead and get a notification for that. Give me a thumbs up and share this video as much as you like with your friends and family so that they know where to come and what to explore once they come to the Washington and once they want to go ahead and of course explore the state parks. All the best, and I love you guys from Baby C Ki Duniya. Thank you so much for watching Baby C Ki Duniya.